can of collagen, can of tomatoes. Punch of salt.
Punch?
Punch. Punch of salt.
Punch or pinch?
Punch. Not pinch. What did I say? I said pinch?
No, you said punch.
Sometimes you don't make no fucking sense, Donnie. Wait till you taste this cocoa, man. It'll melt in your mouth like Holy Communion. What the fuck is it? On that. Get that.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Binging with Babish, where this week we're taking a look at the coq van from Donnie Brasco, for which we need little more than a mobster mentality and a punch of salt. So first things first, it looks like Lefty was working with a whole chicken, which I discovered is actually pretty easy to break down into the standard 10 pieces using only a pair of kitchen shears. First we have to start by of course removing the spine and then cut along the side of the breast to remove the thigh and leg combo, which we'll separate later on. Then to remove the wing, all we have to do is make ginger snips around the joint until we can expose and break it in half so that our shears can slip in between. Then to separate the breasts, all we have to do is place a cut down the center of the breastbone, and before you can even say bucket of original recipe, there you have it, a disassembled chicken. Of course, if you edit your own videos and you have magic fingers, all you have to do is snap, and look at that, even easier. However you break down your chicken, the next step is to dredge in flour. This is going to help thicken up our stew down the line, and even though it doesn't turn out to be a true coq au vin, it's a solid old school technique that you should probably try and master. Then for both flavor and fat, we're dicing up some thick cut bacon into lardons, and finally dicing some standard chicken stew aromatics. Carrot, celery, garlic, and onion. I know you don't see the onion, but trust me, it's there. Then along with a quarter cup of water, we are rendering the fat out of our lardons. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but boy it feels good to say. And once browned and crisp, we're going to extract onto a paper towel lined plate, reserving the fat for chicken searing. Boy, this episode has some of my favorite phrases. So into the bacon fat go our flour dredged chicken pieces, which we are going to leave skin side down unperturbed until they are golden brown and crisp. Then we're going to flip them once just to get some color on the other side, and then inexplicably we're going to drizzle them with some E&J brandy, which Lefty accidentally flambés. So for accuracy's sake, I'm going to purposefully flambe, and of course clumsily put out using a pot lid, which is totally unnecessary, but again, I don't care about the outcome, we're just trying to be accurate here. I can't recommend that you actually do this, but it kind of worked out because we have some beautiful fond on the bottom of the pot, which we are going to deglaze using a box of collagen. I'm sorry I couldn't find a can, but them's the breaks. We're also going to add some vin, as in coq au vin, about half a bottle of dry, full-bodied red wine such as Burgundy or Pinot Noir. We're going to make sure to scrape up all that good stuff off the bottom of the pot, bring it to a simmer, and add our aromatics. Normally I'd want to add these during the sautéing stage, but remember, this was the 70s when we had about as good a taste in cuisine as we did shirt collar width and jean bottom size. And just as confusingly, we're adding a whole can of whole San Marzano tomatoes, something that you won't find in any coq au vin recipe ever. So in that spirit, we're going to eschew fresh herbs in favor of dry herbs. 2 teaspoons each of dried rosemary and thyme that I'm going to at least grind up in a mortar and pestle, even though I can't find my pestle. I just don't want to be picking out whole pieces of rosemary from between my teeth. So we're going to add all of our ground up herbs, bring the whole mixture to a simmer, and break up the tomatoes into bite-sized pieces at least. Then once all of our flavors have had the chance to get to know each other, we're going to add our chicken pieces, trying to only partially submerge in their braising liquid. Now, for the record, I think that the massive addition of tomatoes makes this chicken cacciatore almost the Italian equivalent of coq au vin, which screenwriter Paul Attanasio might have included as a hilarious dig against Al Pacino's character having just ranted against Italians for being too stuck on Italian food, he himself making chicken cacciatore an Italian dish, thinking that it was in fact coq au vin. Regardless, we are turning the chicken pieces halfway through cooking, about 30 minutes, and then 30 minutes later turning once more, spooning the now thickening sauce over top so it forms a kind of chewy gelatinous layer, and adding of course a punch of salt. A punch being a big old handful of salt from which we extract a single pinch of salt, the rest of course being reserved for a lucky throw over the shoulder. Oh my god, I got it everywhere. I didn't even mean to throw it, I closed my fist, I still got it everywhere, well, at least we can still save this for our boiling pasta water, in which I'm going to boil some egg noodles. Tossed with some butter and seasoned simply with salt and pepper makes the perfect accompaniment for our chicken cacciatore, which we are going to modestly garnish with a little bit of freshly chopped Italian parsley, and that's about it. Cacciatore means hunter as in hunter's stew, so this is ironically an old Italian dish prepared with what was available: herbs, meat, vegetables, and wine. And as much as I actively tried to f up this dish, it still came out pretty good, a testament to simplicity over intricacy.